Hi guys, welcome to another video. I am super excited. This is my first ever YouTube collaboration and it's with the beautiful Lisa from Luxury and Life in the Middle. So yeah, we're doing a collaboration. So this is my side of the bargain, if you like. And I'm sure you all know Lisa, but I will put her details below. But we are doing 5 lessons we have learned when luxury shopping. So there's also going to be some bonus questions that we're going to ask each other. So keep watching for those. And you might see Lisa appear a little bit later. So please keep watching for that. So let's get going. So the beautiful, gorgeous Lisa reached out to me and asked if I would consider doing collaboration. And I was like, yes, yes, please. So thank you so much, Lisa, for inviting me into this. I'm so honoured and yeah, thank you so much. So we've come up with a really exciting topic of, well, I think it's exciting anyway. So it's 5 lessons learned whilst luxury shopping. I'm going to do my 5 lessons learned. Lisa on her channel is going to do her 5 lessons learned. I don't know what hers are. It's going to be really exciting to see our take on this. And then I have given Lisa 3 questions that I want to know about her. And she's given me 3 questions that she wants to know about me. And what we're going to do is swap those over. So I'm going to answer mine. She's going to answer hers. And then I'm going to show you on this video her answers. And she's going to show on her video my answers. So please keep watching for that because, yeah, I want you to see her answers. And also, if you want to see my answers to the questions she raised, please check out her video, which I will link below, because I will appear on that. So anyway, enough rambling. Let's get on with it. Okay, so what are my 5 lessons that I've learned whilst luxury shopping over all these years? So the first one is do not compromise. Do not buy something as an alternative for something that you really want. Be it a different style, be it something cheaper, more affordable. Do not think that that thing will scratch the itch of the thing that you really want. Just wait. Save up and wait for the thing that you want. I have gone wrong with this and I've learned my lesson. So I was lusting after a Hermes Birkin. Who isn't? Well, not everybody, but yeah, it's on lots of people's dream bag list, isn't it? And I honestly thought I would never be able to have a Birkin 30 in a tube, and that was my absolutely dream bag at that moment in time. So I went into Louis Vuitton and I bought this. Now this is the Capucines in the colour Gallet and it's with the python handle. So yeah, and I know it's not exactly the same as a Birkin. There's differences, there's very big differences. However, it was my version of the beige neutrally top handle bag that was a decent size. So this is about 30 centimetres. So I bought this. It's not a cheap bag. It's not a cheap alternative. It's cheaper than the Birkin 30, but not massively cheap. It really isn't. So it's still an expensive bag. Yeah. And 3 weeks later, I got the call, which meant that for me, this became redundant. And I'm learning to love it again. I was going to sell it. I am not going to sell it. I'm keeping it. I'm loving it. And that's it. But I shouldn't have bought this. I should not have bought it because I wasted money because I was impatient and I just thought I may never get that. I've no idea when I'll get it. Scratch the itch with something else. Expensive mistake. My second lesson learned in the luxury purchasing world is go into store. Don't be scared. Do not be scared to go into one of these big stores and these big fancy stores in, I don't know, Bond Street in London, and it's the Chanel and there's somebody on the door and it's the security guard and you think, oh, I better not go in there. Oh, I'm not sure. I better not ask to look at something because I'm not ready to buy anything. Go and have a look. I used to be exactly the same. I used to get really intimidated. And I don't know if it's just an age thing now or confidence thing now, or I've just done it for so long that I realise that it's fine. Go in. You do not have to buy anything. This is all about enjoying the experience and researching so that you don't make mistakes in the future. So for me, any good sales associate, and I have a few sales associates that have done exactly this, any good sales associate will spend time with you, show you what's out, let you look at the bag, let you try it on, let you take your time. Because if they spend the time with you, you will go back to them when you are ready to buy. Or you do not have to buy. You don't have to feel bad about taking someone's time and then not buying. I understand that sometimes you feel like you're wasting their time and they're not going to get any commission from you. I generally, this is how I do it. No, nobody has to do this because there's no obligation to buy anyway. But the way I do it is I'll say, "Hi, I'm just having a look today. Yep, I'm not buying today, but please show me what's out, what's new," so that if they want to wash their hands of me, I know very quickly and I can walk away from that sales associate because I know that they're not interested in me buying in the future, for example, because they've had very short-term strategy. So everybody is as good as everybody else and is as worthy as anybody else to be in that store. So remember that. You don't have to be dripping in diamonds. You don't have to be dressed up to the nines. Just be yourself. Okay, the third lesson is that impulse buying can work. Now, hear me out on this because this is probably the opposite to most advice that you are given. But let me show you an example. This beauty I bought on complete and utter impulse in Paris with all my gorgeous friends. And when I say an impulse, what I mean by that is that it wasn't on a wish list. I'd never seen it before. It wasn't something I had gone and looked at 20 times, tried it on, kept going back to it, kept gravitating back to it and thinking, yes, I know because I keep thinking about it. I know I definitely want it. It was a purchase that was on impulse because I saw it for the first time and bought it. However, what I'm trying to say on this lesson is that it wasn't an impulse as in I knew I would wear this. I knew I loved it immediately. I knew this style, this shape, the style of bag, the fact that it's crossbody, the fact it's got a top handle, the fact you can fit quite a lot in, the fact it's light, and just the aesthetics of it. I knew I wanted this bag, and I knew in my gut, and I talk about gut instinct a lot in this video, I knew that I would wear this a lot. I just felt it. And that's when impulse buying can work. It can go horribly wrong that you haven't thought it through. You get carried away in the moment. Listen to your gut as to who you are. You know yourself. You know what you wear. You know what you love. You know what's going to sit on a shelf. You just do. And also, don't buy for the person you're hoping to be, the fantasy person that everybody keeps talking about. Just buy for who you know you are. Definitely, impulse buying is fine as long as you, in the moment, trust your judgment, listen to your gut, and yeah, it's not an impulse because somebody else has influenced you or because somebody's told you it's the last one in the country and you have to buy it and you're panicking and whatever else. Whatever reason, no. It's when you know. And it can't have been on a wish list before because you didn't know it existed, for example. So they're sort of calculated, educated impulse buys, so it can work. Right, the fourth lesson is quite a deep one, and I'm not going to go into masses of detail on this, but yeah, a lesson that I've learned through luxury shopping and luxury purchases and just being a luxury lover in general. Not everybody in your world will understand. They won't get it. And that's okay. And I've spent a lot of time thinking that it's not okay, that I felt judged and I felt misunderstood and all those types of things. However, as I've got older and wiser, and I think I've started to let things go a lot more, I just realised that we're all just different and that's okay. I'm not judging somebody for their purchasing habits or behaviour, whatever they may be. Please don't judge me. And I think that's where my my upset has come from, because I try not to judge anybody for what their choices are. And so I get upset when somebody sort of judges my choices. However, I've started to realise that, yeah, people aren't going to get it, and that's okay. And when these snide comments or these silly comments come through, they're just based on a little bit of ignorance. And yeah, and I can't change somebody's perception of me. I can change my behaviour, or I can try and explain myself a little bit more, but their perception is still down to them. It's still, yeah, it may not change based on anything that I say or do. So yeah, the people aren't going to understand. And I think it's just to say, you don't have to justify. I think that's a lesson I've learned. You don't have to justify your purchases, your decisions. They are your decisions. And as long as you are not putting yourself or anybody else under financial pressure, for example, then you do you. So lesson learned, not everybody is the same, and not everybody should be the same. And that's okay. And the fifth lesson that I have learned with regard to luxury purchasing is that having and using the bag is only a piece of the puzzle for me. So I've alluded to this in the previous point that, yeah, when people think you're always on to the next thing, it's not that I don't appreciate the thing. I love the whole part of the process. I love watching the fashion shows. I love everything to do with fashion and styling and accessories, and I just love the whole industry. So I love watching the runway shows. I love seeing what's coming. I love looking at trends. I'm not a trend driven person at all, but I love looking at it and researching it. It's part of something that I enjoy. I love looking at the lookbooks of things that are coming out, the collaborations, the collections that are coming out. I don't buy something from every new collection. I'm not in that position, but I love researching and looking at it. So, yeah, for me, I don't have to buy things. A lot of the enjoyment comes from the actual being part of the industry and actually looking and seeing what's coming and deciding which things I like and which things I don't, and which things would work and which things wouldn't work for me. I love all of it. I love putting together wish lists. It's just a fantasy thing, isn't it? Of doesn't mean I'm going to buy them. I just have the enjoyment of looking at wish lists. I love going and shopping. I love browsing. I love looking at the things. I love trying them on. Bags and shoes more so than clothes. Again, a whole other video based on body image, and I don't really like trying clothes on. I don't always feel that nice. But a handbag always makes you feel nice, doesn't it? So maybe there's some psychology behind all of this as to why I like handbags so much and my buying habits. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I love the whole process. So for me, a lesson learned is, and it loops back to some of the other points, go into the store and have a look and enjoy the process, enjoy all the parts of it. And actually, when you go to buy the bag, it's so exciting. It really is. I know. They're just bags. They're just bags. I've said this before. But anyway, it's a lesson learned for me that you don't actually have to buy the item to have the enjoyment surrounding the items. Right, now we're going to stop this video, and I'm going to put into this video, I have set 3 questions for Lisa. Yeah, I'm going to insert her footage now where she answers those questions, and then I will come back to you later.
Hey Deb, thank you for sending me these 3 questions. They definitely had me thinking. And thank you to all of your viewers for, watching my responses to the questions that you asked me. And thank you to my subscribers and viewers for hopping over to Deb's video and watching her 5 lessons as well as the answers to these questions. So let's get going. I have my trusty notebook here. So the first question that Deb asked me is, if I can only buy one brand going forward, what brand would that be and why? And I don't think anybody would be super surprised by my answer if you are a subscriber or watch my channel, and that is Fendi. Now, I have many reasons why it would be Fendi. The first is that I just love their styles. I think that they do unique creations But they also have classics, right? They have the peekaboo that is more of kind of a ladylike bag, but you know, they do it in some fun colors and textures and things. So if you want something a little more funky in a classic style bag, you've got that. They've got the baguette, which is a flat bag. Again, can come very classic in just, you know, the Zucca print, or in, let's say, black leather, or you can get one like me in mohair and be like, why are you buying that? But I love it. You know, the Fendi First is a very unique design. It's just a great, you know, if you want sort of a clutch pouch style bag, but you can also wear it shoulder strap, or, you know, the smaller ones, you can do crossbody. Like they run the gamut, and they don't come out with a million different things, right? They're not launching a new style every other month kind of thing. You know, they have kind of their staples that they, you know, refresh and do different versions of, and different textiles and colors and patterns, but they only come out with new, like, actual designs, you know, not very frequently, which means that basically most of their designs become classics, which I really like, because they can be classics with a twist. I think their quality is excellent. Now, I know, you know, every fashion house is going to have things that happen with their items, right? I mean, except for maybe Hermes, I don't know that I've really heard a whole lot of quality issues with an Hermes bag. But, you know, pretty much every other fashion house has some issues. But I really do think that in general, Fendi has great quality. And if something is wrong, they have amazing customer service. They will take care of you without question. They will either fix the bag or give you a new bag, whatever the case is. They have amazing customer service just in their sales associates. You all know that I absolutely adore my Fendi sales associate, Brandon, in Chicago, and like would never shop with anybody else. And I just think that is so important. And finally, I love a lot of different things that the brand does. I really like their ready to wear. I like their shoes. I like their bags. I like their SLGs now that I've gotten into those. So there are many, I think they're like in the French, they're called ateliers, that I enjoy with the brand. So it's not just the bags for me. I love a lot of what Fendi does. The next question that Deb sent me was to share something about myself that you all, or my viewers, don't know about me. So, you know, I kind of forgotten about this, and we were actually talking about it as a family a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I keep forgetting about that. I need to use that when you have like those icebreakers or whatever, where you do this kind of question, share something that, you know, no one knows about you, or you like write it down and people are supposed to like guess who that was. I need to remember to use this one because, yeah, a lot of people don't know about it. So I used to be, when I was 12 years old, and then for the next couple of years, I worked as a like vendor at the Wisconsin Badger football games, like in the stadium. So my very first year, I sold hot dogs. So like I literally had like a strap like around my neck, like over my shoulders, and this like big, like kind of, I guess like a cooler, not a cooler box, but an insulated box, you know, to keep the hot dogs warm. And I would walk up and down the stairs of the stadium, you know, yelling hot dogs. And so I sold hot dogs at the Badger football games. And then I did that for 1 year. And then after that, for like the next 2 years, I worked basically kind of in the back room area as a filler. So at that time, we had trays of cups that you would fill. In this particular case, Coke had the contract with Wisconsin. And so you would like push this rack that was filled with cups. And there was like a machine that had the Coke that would come through. I'm probably not describing this very well, that had like a lever on it. And so there were like 4 spouts. And so you would like push the lever down, and then it would fill those 4 cups that were under it, and then you'd put it back up and you'd scoot it a little bit and you'd do it again so it would fill the next 4 cups. Anyway, so there would be a tray of, I don't know, it was probably like 16 or 20 cups that you would fill in this metal tray, and then those trays would be given to the Coke vendors. So the same type of people like me who sold the hot dogs, they were walking around with Coke, glasses of Coke, and we're selling those. So I did that for, I think, 2 years. So sold hot dogs for 1, and then was a filler for 2. And that is something that you now know about me that you didn't know before, and probably could care less about. And the final question that Deb asked me was if there was one bag in her collection that I would steal, which one would it be? And for me, there was no question at all. It would be her Birkin 25 in Rouge Granat. First of all, I think the color is chef's kiss. It is just the most beautiful shade of burgundy. I just think it's phenomenal. I don't have any burgundy bags, any bags in that sort of range of colors in my collection. So that's 1. 2, I don't have a Birkin 25, and I kind of thinking I need one of those in my collection. I tried a couple recently, and it's a beautiful bag. It is just simply gorgeous. And with that gold hardware, it just, sets off perfectly with the Rouge Granat color. I don't think I would want that bag in palladium. I think that the gold hardware just is perfection with it. So yeah, the bag that I would steal from Deb is that Birkin 25.
So now you have it. So they were amazing. Thank you so much, Lisa, for asking me to do this collaboration. It's been so much fun just getting together and working out the details and everything. Really, really enjoyed it. Thank you for answering those questions so honestly. And yeah, it's been amazing. So all the information will be in the description box below. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Lisa. I'll tag all your videos and everything down below. Thank you so much again, Lisa, for this. It's been amazing. And let's do another one. So I'll see you on the next one.